It was the spring of 2014. My life was great. I was feeling invincible, and then the bottom dropped out of my world. The lump under my right jaw had been there for a long time, over a year. I hadn't had it checked because it was painless and it hadn't changed. I was symptom-free, other than hot flashes and disrupted sleep patterns, but those aren't exactly rare in women of a certain age. My annual physical was 3 months away. I'll get that lump looked at then, I reckoned. My chiropractor noticed the lump and asked me about it. He recommended that I see the family doctor sooner rather than later, so I went in the following week. She referred me to an endocrinologist who did a fine needle aspiration of the lump. About a week later, she called me in to discuss the results. She told me she was confused, that there had been cells indicative of skin cancer found in the lump within my neck, but she could see no lesions anywhere on my head or neck, and she referred me on to an ENT, ear, nose, throat surgeon. You know, the guys that take out your tonsils, or so I thought. On June 10th, I arrived at the medical center to see the ENT, still under the impression that we didn't really know what it was. When I arrived at reception, they handed me a consent form to participate in a head and neck cancer study. What? Cancer? Isn't that a bit premature? I filled out the form, and I let that thought begin to percolate through my brain. Then they took me to the exam room, where head and neck cancer posters lined the walls. As the door closed behind them, I felt the walls begin to close in on me, and I became afraid of what I suspected the ENT doctor would be telling me in a matter of moments. When he came in, he immediately began asking about my support system since I had come to this appointment alone. And then he uttered the 2 words I dreaded. It's cancer. Then he outlined the next steps of PET scans, CT scans, surgical biopsies, probably to be followed by weeks of radiation and chemotherapy. I couldn't deny what was happening in my body any longer. The 2 words had been spoken. The fight of and for my life had begun.